The sound of Gloria's body hitting the kitchen floor was like thunder in the small apartment. 7-year-old Lily dropped her coloring book and crayons, watching in horror as her mother's eyes rolled back and her legs gave out completely. One moment Gloria had been making lunch, humming softly while cutting sandwiches, and the next she was lying motionless on the cold linoleum floor, her face pale and her breathing shallow. "Mommy?" Lily screamed, rushing to her mother's side. She shook Gloria's shoulders, but there was no response. Her mother's skin felt cold and clammy, and her lips were starting to turn blue. Lily had never seen anything so scary in her entire life. With trembling hands, Lily grabbed the cordless phone from the counter. She had been taught to dial 911 in emergencies, but in her panic, her small fingers fumbled with the numbers. The phone was old and some of the buttons stuck. She pressed what she thought was 911, but instead dialed 917. The phone rang once, twice, 3 times. Lily bounced on her toes, tears streaming down her face as she looked at her unconscious mother. "Hello?" came a deep male voice on the other end. "Help me. My mommy fell down and she won't wake up." Lily sobbed into the phone. "She's on the floor and she's not moving and I don't know what to do." There was a pause on the other end. "Sweetheart, who is this? Where are you?" "I'm Lily and my mommy is Gloria and she won't wake up. Please help us. We live at 1247 Oak Street, apartment 3B. Please come help my mommy." "Lily, I need you to stay calm, okay? I'm going to help you. Is your mommy breathing?" Lily knelt down and put her ear close to her mother's mouth. "Yes, but it's really quiet. Her face is white and her hands are cold." "Good job checking. I'm coming to help you right now. Can you unlock the front door for me?" "I'm not supposed to open the door for strangers," Lily said, her voice small and scared. "That's very smart of you. You don't have to open it. Just unlock it so I can get in when I arrive, okay? I'm bringing help for your mommy." Lily ran to the front door and turned the deadbolt. She could hear the man's voice still coming from the phone she'd left on the kitchen counter, telling her to stay with her mother and keep talking to her. She ran back to Gloria and knelt beside her. "Mommy, please wake up. A man is coming to help us. Please don't leave me alone." Gloria's breathing was getting more shallow, and Lily could see her chest barely moving up and down. She took her mother's hand and squeezed it tight, just like Gloria did when Lily was scared during thunderstorms. "I'm still here, sweetheart," came the voice from the phone. "What's your mommy's name again?" "Gloria Johnson. She's the best mommy in the whole world. She works really hard and she takes care of me all by herself. She makes me pancakes every Sunday and she reads me stories every night. She can't be sick. She just can't be. I'm sure she is the best mommy. Help is on the way, Lily. You're being very brave." Lily could hear sirens in the distance, but they sounded far away. She looked at the phone and then at her mother's still form. "Are you a doctor?" she asked. "No, sweetheart, I'm not. But I've called the doctors and they're coming to help your mommy. Can you tell me, has your mommy been feeling sick lately?" Lily thought about it. "She's been really tired. And she drinks lots of water. And she goes to the bathroom a lot. Sometimes she shakes when she hasn't eaten." "That's good information, Lily. You're helping your mommy by telling me this." The sirens were getting closer now. Lily could hear heavy footsteps on the stairs outside their apartment building. "I think the doctors are here," Lily said. "Good. I'm here too. I'm right outside your door." Lily was confused. "But I thought you were a doctor." "No, honey. I'm just someone who wanted to help. My name is Ryan. Can you open the door now?" Lily hesitated. She had been taught never to open the door for strangers, but this man had been so kind on the phone, and her mother needed help desperately. She walked to the door and opened it slowly. Standing in the hallway was a tall man with dark hair and kind eyes. He was wearing an expensive-looking suit that was now wrinkled from running. Behind him were 2 paramedics with a stretcher and medical bags. "Are you Lily?" the man asked gently. Lily nodded, suddenly shy. "I'm Ryan. You did such a good job calling for help. These are the doctors who are going to take care of your mommy." The paramedics rushed into the apartment and knelt beside Gloria. They checked her pulse and breathing, then started working quickly. One of them pulled out a small device and pricked Gloria's finger. "Blood sugar is extremely low," he told his partner. "We need to get N4 started right away." Ryan knelt down to Lily's level. "The doctors are going to help your mommy, but they need to take her to the hospital. Would you like me to come with you?" Lily looked at this stranger who had come to help them. He had kind eyes and a gentle voice, and he had come when she needed help most. "Yes, please," she whispered. As the paramedics worked on Gloria, Ryan noticed how sparse the apartment was. The furniture was old but clean, and everything was carefully organized. There were no expensive toys or gadgets, but the walls were covered with Lily's artwork and photos of her and Gloria together. It was clear that despite having very little money, Gloria had created a loving home for her daughter. "Is your mommy going to be okay?" Lily asked, watching as the paramedics lifted Gloria onto the stretcher. "I think so," Ryan said. "She's getting help now, and that's what matters." The paramedics were preparing to leave. "Are you family?" one of them asked Ryan. Ryan paused, looking at Lily's hopeful face. "I'm a friend. I'll follow you to the hospital." As they carried Gloria down the stairs, Lily grabbed Ryan's hand. "Thank you for coming," she said. "I was so scared." Ryan squeezed her small hand gently. "You were very brave, Lily. Your mommy is going to be proud of you." They walked out into the bright afternoon sunlight, where Ryan's black SUV was parked next to the ambulance. He had never imagined that a wrong number would lead him into the life of a little girl and her mother, but as he helped Lily into his car to follow the ambulance to the hospital, he knew that this day would change everything. The drive to the hospital was quiet except for Lily's occasional sniffles. Ryan kept glancing in the rearview mirror at the small girl buckled into his back seat, wondering how Gloria managed to raise such a polite and brave child all by herself. "Mr. Ryan?" Lily said softly. "Yes, sweetheart. Do you have kids?" Ryan's chest tightened. "No, I don't." "Oh, you would be a good daddy. You came to help us when we needed you." Ryan didn't know how to respond to that. He had built a billion-dollar company, made decisions that affected thousands of employees, and given speeches to rooms full of important people. But this 7-year-old girl had just said something that touched his heart more than any business achievement ever had. As they pulled into the hospital parking lot, Ryan made a silent promise to himself. He would make sure Gloria and Lily had whatever help they needed. Something about that phone call, about Lily's brave voice and desperate plea for help, had awakened something in him that he didn't even know existed. The wrong number had connected him to something more important than any business deal he had ever made. It had connected him to a family that needed him, and maybe, just maybe, he needed them too. Ryan Mitchell had been in the middle of a board meeting when his personal phone rang. He normally would have ignored it, but something about the number made him pause. It wasn't a number he recognized, and very few people had his private line. When he heard the little girl's panicked voice, everything else stopped mattering. The multi-million-dollar deal they were discussing, the stock options, the quarterly reports, none of it seemed important compared to the terror in that child's voice. He had excused himself from the meeting without explanation, told his driver to bring the car around immediately, and rushed across town to an address in a neighborhood he rarely visited. His assistant had tried to stop him, reminding him of his afternoon appointments, but Ryan had brushed past her without a word. Now, sitting in the hospital waiting room with Lily curled up in the chair next to him, Ryan reflected on how strange life could be. 3 hours ago, he had been worried about stock prices and profit margins. Now he was worried about a woman he had never met and her daughter who had somehow become the most important thing in his world. "Mr. Ryan," Lily said quietly, "are you rich?" Ryan looked down at her. She was such a serious little girl, with her mother's same dark eyes and a thoughtful expression that seemed too mature for her age. "Why do you ask? Your car is really nice. And your suit looks expensive." "Mommy says expensive things are usually for rich people." Ryan smiled. "I do okay. Why?" "Because if you're rich, maybe you can help pay for Mommy's medicine. She tries to hide it, but I know she can't always buy it. Sometimes she cuts her pills in half to make them last longer." Ryan felt his heart clench. "What kind of medicine does your mommy need?" "For her diabetes. She has to check her blood with a little machine and take shots sometimes. But the shots are really expensive. She told Mrs. Patterson next door that sometimes she has to choose between buying food for me or buying her medicine." "And what does she choose?" Ryan asked, though he already knew the answer. "She always chooses food for me. She says I'm growing and I need it more than she does. But then she gets really tired and shaky and sometimes she has to sit down really quick." Ryan was quiet for a moment, processing this information. He had suspected that money was tight in their household, but he hadn't realized how serious Gloria's condition was or how much she was sacrificing for her daughter. "Lily, how long has your mommy been sick?" "She's not sick exactly. She got the diabetes when I was little. She says her body doesn't make enough insulin, so she has to give it to herself. But the insulin costs a lot of money." A doctor approached them and Ryan stood up quickly. "How is she?" "Are you family?" the doctor asked. Ryan hesitated. A friend. This is her daughter." The doctor looked at Lily, then back at Ryan. "Miss Johnson is stable now. She had a severe hypoglycemic episode. Her blood sugar dropped dangerously low. We've got her on in 4 and she's responding well. Can I see my mommy? Lily asked. Of course, sweetheart. She's awake and asking for you. They followed the doctor down a long hallway to a room where Gloria was lying in a hospital bed. She looked small and fragile under the white sheets, but her eyes were alert and focused on her daughter. Lily, baby, come here, Gloria said weakly. Lily ran to her mother's side and carefully climbed onto the bed. Mommy, I was so scared. You fell down and you wouldn't wake up. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm okay now. Gloria's eyes moved to Ryan, who was standing awkwardly by the door. I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. I'm Ryan Mitchell. Your daughter called me by mistake when she was trying to call 911. Gloria looked embarrassed. Oh no. I'm so sorry. She must have been so scared. I can't believe she bothered you. She didn't bother me. I'm glad she called. Well, thank you for staying with her. I'm sure you have important things to do. Ryan stepped closer to the bed. Nothing more important than making sure you and Lily are okay. Gloria studied his face, trying to understand why a stranger would care so much about them. Are you a doctor? No, I'm not. I run a tech company. Oh. Gloria looked confused. Well, I really appreciate your help, but I'm sure we'll be fine now. You can go back to your work. Actually, I was hoping we could talk. About Lily's call and about what happened today. Gloria's expression became guarded. There's nothing to talk about. I had a medical episode. It happens sometimes. Lily told me about your diabetes. And about the medicine. Gloria's face flushed. She shouldn't have told you that. That's private. I'm not judging you. I want to help. We don't need help. We're fine. Ryan could see the pride in Gloria's eyes, and he recognized it because he had felt it himself. The need to prove that you could handle everything on your own, that you didn't need anyone else's help or pity. I know you're fine, he said gently. But everyone needs help sometimes. Even me. What could you possibly need help with? Gloria asked. Ryan smiled. Well, for starters, I don't know how to talk to 7-year-olds. Lily has been teaching me all afternoon. Lily giggled. He didn't know that you're supposed to cut the crusts off sandwiches. That's very important information, Gloria said, a small smile playing at her lips. I also didn't know that chocolate milk tastes better when you drink it through a bendy straw, Ryan added. Lily had to explain that to me too. He's learning, Lily said seriously. But he still has a lot to learn about being around kids. Gloria laughed softly, and Ryan felt something warm spread through his chest. It was the first time he had heard her laugh, and it was a beautiful sound. Look, Ryan said, I know we just met under strange circumstances. But I was wondering if you'd let me buy you and Lily dinner sometime. As a thank you for teaching me about bendy straws and sandwich crusts. Gloria hesitated. That's very kind, but you don't owe us anything. What if I said I'd like to? Not because I owe you, but because I'd enjoy spending time with you and Lily. Gloria looked at her daughter, who was watching the conversation with interest. I don't know. We don't really know you. That's true. But we could get to know each other. Start with coffee maybe? Or ice cream. Lily mentioned that she likes ice cream. I love ice cream, Lily said. Especially chocolate chip cookie dough. That's my favorite too, Ryan said, winking at her. Gloria was quiet for a moment, then said, I have to ask why? Why are you being so nice to us? We're complete strangers. Ryan thought about how to answer that. How could he explain that something about Lily's voice on the phone had stirred something in him? How could he tell her that seeing their sparse but loving apartment had made him realize how empty his own life was? Honestly, I don't know. I just know that when I heard Lily's voice on the phone, something in me changed. I wanted to help. I wanted to be there for you both. I can't explain it better than that. Gloria studied his face, looking for any sign of dishonesty or hidden motives. But all she saw was sincerity and kindness. One ice cream, she said finally. But we pay for our own. Deal, Ryan said, though he was already planning to somehow pay for it without her noticing. A nurse came in to check on Gloria's 4, and Ryan took the opportunity to step outside and make a phone call. He called his assistant and told her to clear his schedule for the next few days. Then he called his personal physician and asked him to recommend the best endocrinologist in the city. When he came back into the room, Gloria was sitting up and looking much better. The color had returned to her cheeks and she was braiding Lily's hair. The doctor says I can go home tomorrow morning, Gloria said. Thank you again for everything. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come. You don't need to thank me. I'm just glad I could help. Mr. Ryan, Lily said, will you come visit us sometime? Our apartment is small, but Mommy makes really good cookies. Ryan looked at Gloria, who nodded slowly. I'd like that very much. As visiting hours ended and Ryan prepared to leave, he realized that his life had just taken a completely unexpected turn. He had built his success on careful planning and calculated risks. But there was nothing calculated about this. There was nothing safe about getting involved with a single mother and her daughter. But as he walked out of the hospital and into the cool evening air, Ryan knew that he was exactly where he was supposed to be. The wrong number had led him to the right place, and he wasn't going to let this opportunity for something real slip away. He had spent years building a business empire, but now he wanted to build something more important. He wanted to build a family. And it all started with a little girl's desperate call for help and a mother who was too proud to ask for it herself. The next morning, Ryan arrived at the hospital early with coffee and breakfast pastries. He had spent most of the night thinking about Gloria and Lily, wondering if he was overstepping by getting so involved in their lives. But every time he considered backing away, he remembered Lily's frightened voice on the phone and Gloria's brave attempt to hide her struggles. He found Gloria sitting up in bed, looking much better than she had the day before. Lily was curled up in the chair beside her, still wearing the same clothes from yesterday. "Good morning," Ryan said softly, not wanting to wake Lily if she was sleeping. "She's awake," Gloria said. "She's been asking about you." Lily sat up and smiled. "Mr. Ryan, did you bring breakfast?" "I did. I brought some pastries and coffee for your mom." He handed Gloria a cup of coffee and set a box of pastries on the bedside table. "You didn't have to do that," Gloria said, but she accepted the coffee gratefully. "I wanted to. How are you feeling?" "Much better. The doctor says I can go home this afternoon." Ryan pulled up a chair. "That's great news. Lily, did you sleep here all night?" "Mommy said I could stay. The nurses are really nice. One of them brought me a blanket and a pillow. That was kind of them." Ryan looked at Gloria. "Have you eaten anything today?" "I had some hospital food earlier. It wasn't very good." "Well, these should be better," Ryan said, opening the pastry box. "I got a variety since I didn't know what you liked." Gloria selected a blueberry muffin, and Lily chose a chocolate croissant. They ate in comfortable silence for a few minutes, and Ryan found himself studying this little family. Gloria was probably in her late 20s with beautiful dark skin and expressive eyes. Even in a hospital gown with no makeup, she was stunning. Lily was clearly her mother's daughter, with the same eyes and the same thoughtful expression. "Can I ask you something?" Gloria said suddenly. "Of course. What do you do exactly?" "At your tech company?" Ryan smiled. "We develop software for hospitals and medical facilities. Systems that help doctors keep track of patient information, schedule appointments, manage medications, that sort of thing." "That sounds important." "It is. We're trying to make healthcare more efficient and accessible." He paused. "What about you? What do you do for work?" Gloria's expression became guarded again. "I have a couple of jobs. I work at a cleaning company during the day, and I do data entry at night from home." "That must be exhausting." "It pays the bills," Gloria said simply. Ryan wanted to ask more, but he could see that Gloria wasn't comfortable talking about her situation. He decided to change the subject. "Lily, what grade are you in at school?" "Second grade. I like math and reading. My teacher says I'm really good at both." "That's wonderful. What's your favorite book?" Lily's face lit up. "I love the Magic Tree House books. Jack and Annie go on adventures to different places and times. Mommy reads them to me at night." "Those sound exciting. Maybe I could read one sometime." "You could read with us," Lily said excitedly. "We read together every night before bed." Gloria looked embarrassed. "Lily, Mr. Ryan probably has better things to do than read children's books." "Actually, I think that sounds like the perfect way to spend an evening," Ryan said. "I haven't read a good adventure story in years." Dr. Martinez, the attending physician, came in to check on Gloria. "How are you feeling today, Ms. Johnson?" "Much better, thank you. Your blood sugar levels have stabilized. I want to talk to you about your medication management before you go home." Gloria nodded, but Ryan could see the tension in her shoulders. "Are you taking your insulin as prescribed?" Dr. Martinez asked. "Yes, of course," Gloria said quickly. "Because these hypoglycemic episodes can be dangerous. Missing doses or inconsistent dosing can cause serious complications." "I understand." Dr. Martinez looked at her chart. "I see you haven't been in for a checkup in over a year. It's important to monitor your condition regularly." "I know. I've been meaning to schedule an appointment. I'm going to give you a referral to Dr. Sarah Chen." She's one of the best endocrinologists in the city. I'd like you to see her within the next 2 weeks. Gloria nodded, but Ryan could see the worry in her eyes. He suspected that the cost of seeing a specialist was what was concerning her. After Dr. Martinez left, Gloria was quiet. Lily had fallen asleep in her chair, exhausted from the stress of the past day. Gloria, Ryan said gently, can we talk honestly for a minute? About what? About your medical care. About the real reason you haven't been to the doctor in a year. Gloria looked away. I don't know what you mean. I think you do. And I think you're scared about how you're going to pay for the specialist Dr. Martinez recommended. Gloria's eyes filled with tears. I can't afford it. I can barely afford the insulin I need now. Do you know how much that medication costs? Even with insurance, I'm paying hundreds of dollars a month. And now he wants me to see a specialist who probably charges more for one visit than I make in a week. What if I told you that didn't have to be a problem? What do you mean? I mean, what if I helped with the medical costs? Gloria shook her head firmly. No, absolutely not. I don't take charity. It wouldn't be charity. It would be one person helping another person. That's the definition of charity. Ryan leaned forward. Gloria, I make more money in a month than most people make in a year. Helping you with medical bills wouldn't even register as an expense for me. But for you, it could be life-changing. Why would you want to do that? We're strangers. Are we? Yesterday, your daughter called me in the scariest moment of her life. I came running and I stayed. I sat with her while you were unconscious, and I held her hand while the paramedics worked on you. Does that sound like something strangers do? Gloria was quiet for a long moment. I don't understand why you care so much. Neither do I, completely. But I know that when I heard Lily's voice on the phone, something in me changed. I wanted to protect you both. I wanted to make sure you were safe and taken care of. You don't even know us. I know that you're a single mother who works 2 jobs to support your daughter. I know that you're so proud that you'd rather cut your medication in half than ask for help. I know that you've raised a polite, brave, intelligent little girl who loves you more than anything in the world. I know that you read to her every night and that you make her feel safe and loved even when you're struggling. Gloria wiped her eyes. That's what mothers do. Not all mothers. You're special, Gloria. You and Lily both. I can't let you pay for my medical care. It's too much. Then let me make you a different offer. My company is looking for someone to help with administrative work. Someone organized and detail-oriented. Someone who's good with data entry. Gloria looked suspicious. What kind of work? Managing schedules, organizing files, helping with correspondence. Basic office work, but it would pay better than what you're making now. And it comes with excellent health insurance. You're making up a job for me. I'm not. I've been meaning to hire an assistant for months. My current assistant has been begging me to get help with the workload. And you just happened to think of me? I thought of you because you're clearly intelligent and hardworking. And because I think you'd be good at it. Gloria was quiet, considering his offer. What about Lily? I need to be home when she gets out of school. We could work around that. Flexible hours, some work from home. Whatever you need. This is crazy. I don't know anything about running a tech company. You don't need to. You just need to be organized and reliable. And from what I've seen, you're both of those things. Gloria looked at her sleeping daughter, then back at Ryan. Why are you doing this? Because I want to help. Because I think you deserve better than having to choose between food and medicine. Because I think Lily deserves to have a mother who doesn't have to work herself to exhaustion just to keep a roof over their heads. And what do you get out of it? Ryan was quiet for a moment. I get to be part of something good. I get to help people I care about. And maybe, if you'll let me, I get to be part of your lives. Gloria stared at him, trying to understand this stranger who had walked into their lives and was offering them everything they needed. I need to think about it, she said finally. Of course. Take all the time you need. But Gloria, Ryan said gently, don't let pride keep you from accepting help that could change your life. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let someone else take care of you for a change. Gloria looked at Lily, still sleeping peacefully in the chair. Everything Ryan was offering would make their lives so much easier. Lily could have a mother who wasn't constantly worried about money, who didn't have to work 2 jobs, who could afford to take care of her health. I'll think about it, she said again. And for the first time in years, Gloria allowed herself to hope that maybe, just maybe, things were about to get better. 2 weeks later, Gloria stood in the lobby of Mitchell Tech Solutions, holding Lily's hand and fighting the urge to turn around and leave. She had agreed to come in for an interview, though she still wasn't entirely sure why. part of her was convinced that Ryan was just being kind, and that there wasn't really a job waiting for her. "Mommy, are you nervous?" Lily asked, looking up at her with concerned eyes. "A little bit, sweetheart. Mr. Ryan is nice. He won't be mean to you." Gloria smiled. "I know. I'm just not used to job interviews in fancy buildings." The lobby was impressive, with marble floors and floor-to-ceiling windows that looked out over the city. Gloria felt underdressed in her best black pants and white blouse, but it was the nicest outfit she owned. "Miss Johnson?" A woman approached them with a warm smile. "I'm Jennifer, Mr. Mitchell's assistant. He's waiting for you upstairs." They rode the elevator to the 20th floor, and Gloria's stomach fluttered with nerves. She had never been in a building this tall, let alone worked in one. Ryan's office was spacious and modern, with a view of the city that took Gloria's breath away. He was sitting at his desk when they arrived, but he stood immediately when he saw them. "Gloria, Lily, thank you for coming." He was dressed in a crisp navy suit, but his smile was warm and welcoming. "How are you feeling, Gloria?" "Much better, thank you. I saw Dr. Chen like you suggested." "Good. What did she say?" Gloria hesitated. She still felt awkward talking about her medical situation with Ryan, even though he had been nothing but kind about it. "She adjusted my medication and set up a monitoring schedule. She said if I stay on top of it, I shouldn't have any more episodes like the one at home." "That's wonderful news." "Mr. Ryan," Lily said, "can I see your office? It's really big." "Of course. There's a nice view of the city from the windows." While Lily explored the office, Ryan gestured for Gloria to sit in one of the chairs across from his desk. "So," he said, "I know this whole situation is a bit unusual, but I want you to know that this is a real job offer. I'm not doing this just to help you, though I do want to help. I genuinely think you'd be good at this work." "What exactly would I be doing?" "Jennifer is overwhelmed with the administrative side of things. She needs someone to help with scheduling, filing, data entry, correspondence. Basic office work, but it requires someone who's organized and detail-oriented." "And you think I can do that?" "I think you can do anything you set your mind to. You're already managing 2 jobs while raising a daughter and dealing with a medical condition. If you can handle all that, you can definitely handle this." Gloria looked around the office, trying to imagine herself working in a place like this. "What are the hours?" "Flexible. I know you need to be home when Lily gets out of school, so we can work around that. Maybe 9 to 2 with some work from home when needed." "And the pay?" Ryan named a salary that was more than Gloria made at both of her current jobs combined. Her eyes widened. "That's too much. It's competitive for this type of work in this city. I don't have a college degree." "Neither do I. I dropped out of college to start this company." Gloria was quiet for a moment. "What if I'm not good at it? Then we'll figure it out. But I don't think that's going to be a problem." "Mommy, look." Lily called from the window. "I can see the whole city from here." Gloria joined her daughter at the window. The view was spectacular, with the city spread out below them like a model. "It's beautiful," Gloria said. "I never get tired of it," Ryan said, coming to stand beside them. "Sometimes when I'm having a difficult day, I look out at the city and remember how many people are down there living their lives, working hard, taking care of their families. It puts things in perspective." Gloria glanced at him, surprised by the thoughtfulness in his voice. She had expected him to be different, more arrogant, more focused on money and success. But he seemed genuinely interested in people and their lives. "So," Ryan said, "what do you think? Would you like to try it? We could start with a trial period if that would make you more comfortable." Gloria looked at Lily, who was still pressed against the window, watching the cars move like tiny toys far below. Everything about this felt too good to be true, but she also knew that she couldn't keep working 2 jobs and barely making ends meet. Her health scare had been a wake-up call. She needed stability, both for herself and for Lily. "Okay," she said quietly. "I'd like to try." "Really?" Ryan's face lit up. "Really? But I want to pay you back for the medical bills." "Gloria." "I'm serious. I'll pay you back a little at a time. I need to know this is a real job, not charity." Ryan studied her face and saw the determination there. "Okay. We can work out a payment plan." "Thank you. Can you start Monday?" Gloria nodded. "I'll need to give notice at my other jobs." "Of course. Take whatever time you need." "Mr. Ryan," Lily said, turning from the window, "does this mean Mommy will work here with you?" "It does." "What do you think about that?" "I think it's great. Now you can be friends with Mommy too, not just me." Ryan and Gloria both laughed. "I'd like that very much," Ryan said. Over the next few weeks, Gloria settled into her new routine. The work was challenging but manageable, and she found that she enjoyed the variety of tasks. More importantly, she was home when Lily got out of school, and for the first time in years she wasn't exhausted all the time. Ryan was a good boss, demanding but fair, and always willing to explain things when she had questions. He also continued to find small ways to help that didn't feel like charity. When Lily mentioned that she needed new shoes, Gloria found a gift card to the children's store in her desk drawer with a note that said, "Employee Appreciation Bonus." When their old refrigerator broke down, Ryan mentioned that his company was upgrading their break room appliances and would she be interested in taking the old one, which happened to be nearly new. Gloria knew what he was doing, but she also knew that he was being careful not to make her feel like she was accepting handouts. She appreciated his thoughtfulness, even as it made her wonder about his motives. One evening, as she was getting ready to leave work, Ryan appeared at her desk. "Gloria, I have a favor to ask." "Sure, what is it?" "I have a company dinner tomorrow night. It's pretty formal, and I was wondering if you'd like to come with me." Gloria looked up in surprise. "As your assistant?" "As my date, actually." Gloria felt her heart skip. "Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea." "Why not?" "Because you're my boss. And because I have Lily to think about." "I understand about Lily. I was hoping she could come too, actually. It's not that formal." "You want me to bring my 7-year-old daughter to a company dinner?" "Why not? Some of my employees will be bringing their kids. It's more of a family event than a business dinner." Gloria hesitated. "I don't have anything to wear to something like that." "That's easily solved. There's a boutique downtown that does personal shopping. I could have them send over some options." "Ryan, I can't let you buy me clothes. It would be a business expense. You're representing the company." Gloria looked at him suspiciously. "Are you sure this is about business?" Ryan smiled. "Maybe not entirely. I was hoping we could spend some time together outside of work. Get to know each other better." "I don't know if that's a good idea either." "Why not?" Gloria sighed. "Because I don't want to complicate things. This job is important to me. I need it to work." "It will work. Whether we go to dinner together or not, you're good at your job and I need you here. That won't change." "You promise?" "I promise. So what do you say? Dinner tomorrow night? You, me, and Lily?" Gloria looked at him, seeing the hope in his eyes. She had to admit that she was curious about Ryan outside of work. He was nothing like she had expected a wealthy businessman to be. He was kind and thoughtful, and he seemed to genuinely care about her and Lily. "Okay," she said finally. "But I'm paying for my own dress." "We'll see about that," Ryan said with a smile. The next evening, Gloria stood in front of her bedroom mirror, adjusting the simple black dress she had bought with her first paycheck. It wasn't designer, but it was elegant and made her feel confident. Lily was wearing a new dress too, a pink one with a full skirt that made her feel like a princess. "Mommy, you look beautiful," Lily said. "Thank you, sweetheart. You look pretty beautiful yourself. Do you think Mr. Ryan will like our dresses?" Gloria smiled. "I think he'll think we both look very nice." When Ryan arrived to pick them up, he was wearing a charcoal gray suit that made him look even more handsome than usual. His eyes lit up when he saw them. "Wow," he said. "You both look absolutely stunning." "Thank you," Gloria said, feeling a flutter of attraction that she tried to ignore. "Are you ready for an adventure?" Ryan asked Lily. "Yes. Mommy said there's going to be fancy food." "Very fancy food. I hope you like it." The restaurant was elegant but not intimidating, and Gloria relaxed as soon as they were seated. Ryan had chosen well. It was fancy enough to feel special, but family-friendly enough that Lily felt comfortable. "This is nice," Gloria said, looking around at the warm lighting and comfortable atmosphere. "I'm glad you like it. I wanted somewhere that would be perfect for all three of us." Throughout dinner, Ryan was attentive to both Gloria and Lily, making sure they were comfortable and included in the conversation. He asked Lily about school and listened seriously to her answers. He complimented Gloria on her work and made her laugh with stories about his early days starting the company. Gloria found herself relaxing and enjoying the evening more than she had expected. Ryan was easy to talk to, and she appreciated that he didn't talk down to Lily or treat her like she was in the way. "Mr. Ryan," Lily said as they waited for dessert, "are you going to marry my mommy?" Gloria choked on her water. "Lily? What? I just wondered. You like each other, right?" Ryan and Gloria looked at each other across the table, both feeling a mixture of embarrassment and something deeper. "We're friends, sweetheart," Gloria said carefully. "But friends can get married too. Like Mommy and Daddy were friends first." Gloria's expression grew sad. Lily, you know Daddy died when you were very little. I know. But maybe Mr. Ryan could be my new daddy. He's really nice to us. Ryan reached across the table and took Lily's hand. I think your mommy is wonderful and I think you're pretty special too. But grown-ups have to take things slow, okay? We need to get to know each other better first. Okay, Lily said, satisfied with this answer. Gloria gave Ryan a grateful look. He had handled the situation perfectly, not dismissing Lily's feelings but also not making any promises he couldn't keep. As the evening wound down, Gloria found herself wishing it didn't have to end. She had enjoyed spending time with Ryan outside of work, seeing him interact with Lily, feeling like they were a family for a few hours. When they got back to her apartment, Ryan walked them to the door. Thank you for tonight, Gloria said. We both had a wonderful time. So did I. I hope we can do it again sometime. I'd like that. Mr. Ryan, Lily said, will you read with us tonight? We're starting a new Magic Tree House book. Gloria started to protest, but Ryan smiled. I'd love to if your mom says it's okay. Please, Mommy? Gloria looked at Ryan, seeing the genuine interest in his eyes. Okay. But just one chapter. They settled on the couch with Lily between them, and Ryan read about Jack and Annie's latest adventure. Gloria found herself watching him as much as listening to the story, noticing how gentle he was with Lily, how naturally he seemed to fit into their evening routine. When the chapter was finished, Gloria tucked Lily into bed while Ryan waited in the living room. I like Mr. Ryan, Lily said sleepily. I know you do, sweetheart. Do you like him too? Gloria brushed Lily's hair back from her face. Yes, I do. Good. I think he likes us too. I think you're right. When Gloria returned to the living room, Ryan was looking at the photos on her bookshelf, pictures of her and Lily at various ages, a few of Gloria's parents who had died when Lily was a baby. She's lucky to have you, he said quietly. I'm lucky to have her too. Gloria, can I ask you something? Sure. What happened to Lily's father? Gloria's expression grew sad. He died in a car accident when she was 6 months old. We weren't married, but we were together. He was a good man. He would have been a good father. I'm sorry. Thank you. It's been hard raising her alone, but she's been worth every struggle. Ryan moved closer. You don't have to do it alone anymore. I mean, if you don't want to. Gloria looked up at him, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. Ryan, I need to be careful. I can't let myself get involved with someone who might not stick around. Lily has already lost one father. I can't risk her losing another. I'm not going anywhere, Gloria. I know this is fast and I know it's complicated, but I care about you both. More than I expected to. How do I know that? How do I know you won't get tired of us, or realize that dating a single mother isn't what you want? Ryan cupped her face gently. Because I've never felt about anyone the way I feel about you. Because when I'm with you and Lily, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because for the first time in my life, I want something more than just success and money. Gloria searched his eyes, looking for any sign of uncertainty or doubt. All she saw was honesty and hope. I'm scared, she whispered. So am I. But I think some things are worth being scared for. Gloria nodded slowly. Okay. But we take it slow. For Lily's sake. As slow as you need. And if this doesn't work out, I keep my job. You keep your job either way. I promise. Gloria smiled. Then I guess we'll see what happens. Ryan leaned down and kissed her gently, and Gloria felt something she hadn't felt in years: hope for the future, and the possibility of love. 3 months later, Gloria couldn't believe how much her life had changed. She was happier than she had been in years, with a job she enjoyed and a man who made her feel special. Ryan had been true to his word about taking things slow, but their relationship had deepened naturally as they spent more time together. Mommy, can Mr. Ryan come to my school play? Lily asked one morning as Gloria braided her hair. I don't know, sweetheart. He's very busy with work. But he said he wanted to come to my school things. Gloria smiled. Ryan had indeed said that, and he had meant it. He had already attended Lily's parent-teacher conference and her soccer game, sitting in the stands like any other parent and cheering loudly when she scored her first goal. I'll ask him, Gloria said. Ask me what? Ryan's voice came from the kitchen, where he was making breakfast. He had started coming over early some mornings to help with their routine before work. If you can come to my school play, Lily called out. I'm going to be a tree in the forest. A tree? That sounds like a very important role. It is. I have to stand really still and wave my arms like branches. Ryan appeared in the doorway wearing jeans and a casual shirt. Gloria still sometimes did a double take when she saw him like this, relaxed and domestic. It was so different from the polished businessman she had first met. "When is your play?" he asked. "Next Thursday at 7 o'clock. I'll be there." "I wouldn't miss it." Lily beamed. "Really? Really? I'll probably be the person clapping the loudest." Gloria watched this exchange with a warm feeling in her chest. Ryan was so good with Lily, so natural and caring. It was clear that his affection for her daughter was genuine, not just something he was doing to impress Gloria. "Are you sure you can get away from work?" Gloria asked. "I'm the boss, remember? I can get away whenever I want." "That must be nice." "It has its perks," Ryan said, winking at her. Later that morning at work, Gloria was updating Ryan's schedule when Jennifer approached her desk. "Gloria, I have to tell you something," Jennifer said, looking around to make sure no one else was listening. "What is it?" "I've been working for Ryan for 5 years and I've never seen him like this." "Like what?" "Happy. Relaxed. He used to work all the time, 7 days a week. He never took time off, never went to social events unless they were business related. But ever since you and Lily came into his life, he's different." Gloria looked toward Ryan's office, where she could see him on a conference call. "Different how?" "He smiles more. He asks about work-life balance. Yesterday he turned down a dinner meeting because he said he had more important plans. Ryan never used to have more important plans than work." "He's probably just being polite." "No, Gloria. He's in love with you. Anyone can see it." Gloria felt her heart flutter. She was falling in love with Ryan too, but she was still scared to fully believe it. Men like Ryan didn't usually fall for women like her. "I don't know," she said quietly. "I do. And I think it's wonderful. You're good for him, Gloria. You and Lily both." That evening, Ryan came over for dinner as had become their routine. Gloria cooked while he helped Lily with her homework and they ate together like a family. "Mr. Ryan," Lily said during dessert, "what did you do before you met us?" "What do you mean?" "Like for fun. What did you do when you weren't working?" Ryan thought about it. "I didn't really do much for fun. I worked mostly." "That sounds boring." "It was boring. I just didn't realize it until I met you and your mom." "What's your favorite thing to do now?" "Spend time with you two. Reading stories, going to your soccer games, having dinner together. These are the best parts of my day." Gloria looked at him across the table, seeing the sincerity in his expression. She was starting to believe that maybe Jennifer was right, that Ryan's feelings for them were real and lasting. After Lily went to bed, Gloria and Ryan sat on the couch together, her head on his shoulder. "Can I tell you something?" Gloria said. "Anything. I'm happy. Really happy. I can't remember the last time I felt this way." "I'm glad," Ryan said, stroking her hair. "You deserve to be happy." "So do you." "I'm happy. Happier than I've ever been." Gloria looked up at him. "Really? Really?" "Gloria, I know this is still new, but I need you to know something. I love you. And I love Lily. You've both changed my life in ways I didn't know were possible." Gloria felt tears spring to her eyes. "I love you too. But I'm still scared sometimes." "Scared of what?" "That this is too good to be true. That something will happen to mess it up." Ryan pulled her closer. "Nothing is going to mess this up. I'm not going anywhere, Gloria. I want to build a life with you and Lily." "You really mean that?" "I really mean that. I want to be there for all of Lily's school plays and soccer games. I want to read bedtime stories and help with homework. I want to take care of you both." Gloria kissed him softly. "I want that too." "Good. Because I have something I want to ask you." Gloria pulled back to look at him. "What?" "I want you and Lily to move in with me." Gloria's eyes widened. "Ryan. I know it's a big step, but I think we're ready. I hate saying goodbye to you both every night. I want to wake up with you in my arms and have breakfast with Lily every morning." "What about Lily?" "This is her home. We can make my place feel like home for her too. She can decorate her room however she wants. We can bring all her toys and books. Whatever she needs to feel comfortable." Gloria was quiet for a moment, thinking about all the implications. "Are you sure you want a 7-year-old living in your house? She can be loud and messy." "I want everything that comes with loving you both. The noise, the mess, the chaos. I want it all. And if it doesn't work out, it will work out. But if for some reason it doesn't, I'll make sure you and Lily are taken care of. You'll never have to worry about that." Gloria looked around her small apartment, thinking about everything that had happened there. This was where she had brought Lily home from the hospital, where she had taken her first steps, where they had spent countless evenings reading together. "I need to think about it," she said finally. Of course. Take all the time you need. And I need to talk to Lily about it. This affects her too. Absolutely. I want her to be completely comfortable with the idea. Gloria kissed him again. I love that you think about her feelings. She's going to be my daughter too if you'll let me. Gloria felt her heart swell. Is that what you want? More than anything. I want to adopt her, Gloria. I want to be her father in every way that matters. Tears spilled down Gloria's cheeks. She would love that. She's already started calling you her daddy in her mind. How do you know? She drew a picture at school of our family. It was you, me, and her, and she labeled you Daddy Ryan. Ryan's eyes filled with tears. Really? Really? I'll show it to you. It's on the refrigerator. They sat together in comfortable silence, both thinking about the future they were building together. Gloria had never imagined that her life could change so completely, so quickly. But here she was, in love with a man who loved her daughter as much as she did, contemplating a future that looked brighter than anything she had ever dared to hope for. Ryan, she said softly. Yes. Ask me again in a week. Ask you what? To move in with you. Ask me again and I'll say yes. Ryan smiled and kissed the top of her head. I'll ask you every day until you say yes. You won't have to ask that many times. Good. Because I can't wait to start our life together. Gloria snuggled closer to him, feeling safe and loved and hopeful for the future. She had been so scared to trust again, so afraid of being hurt. But Ryan had been patient and consistent, proving his love through his actions as much as his words. Maybe Jennifer was right. Maybe Ryan really was different because of them. And maybe, just maybe, they were all exactly where they were supposed to be. 6 months later, Gloria stood in the kitchen of Ryan's beautiful house, watching through the window as he taught Lily how to ride her new bicycle in the backyard. The house had become their home, and Gloria still sometimes couldn't believe this was her life. You're doing great, Lily? Ryan called out, running alongside the bike as she pedaled. Just keep looking straight ahead. I'm doing it, Daddy Ryan. I'm really doing it. Gloria smiled at the nickname Lily had given him. Ryan had been so moved the first time she called him that he had actually gotten tears in his eyes. Mommy, look. Lily called out, waving one hand while still pedaling. I can ride my bike. I see, sweetheart. You're doing amazing. Gloria turned back to the dinner she was preparing, humming softly to herself. This had become their routine. Ryan would come home from work and spend time with Lily while Gloria made dinner. Then they would eat together as a family, help Lily with her homework, and read stories before bed. It was everything Gloria had ever dreamed of and more. Ryan came through the back door, slightly out of breath but grinning. She's got it. She's officially a bike rider. Thank you for teaching her. I never learned how to ride a bike myself, so I wouldn't have known where to start. Really? You never learned? Gloria shook her head. We couldn't afford a bike when I was little. By the time I was old enough to buy one myself, it seemed too late to learn. It's never too late to learn. Maybe I can teach you next. I'm probably too old for training wheels. Ryan laughed. I think we can figure something out. Lily burst through the door, her cheeks flushed with excitement. Mommy, I rode my bike all by myself. Daddy Ryan didn't even have to hold on. That's wonderful, sweetheart. I'm so proud of you. Can I call Grandma Sarah and tell her? Gloria smiled. Sarah was Ryan's mother, and she had immediately welcomed Gloria and Lily into the family. She insisted that Lily call her grandma, and she doted on her like a real grandmother. After dinner, okay? Okay. What are we having? Spaghetti and meatballs. My favorite. Gloria had learned to cook many of Lily's favorite meals, and she enjoyed taking care of her family. It was so different from the days when she was working 2 jobs and barely had time to heat up frozen dinners. During dinner, Lily chattered about her day at school, her new bike, and her plans for the weekend. Gloria and Ryan listened attentively, asking questions and sharing in her excitement. Oh, I almost forgot, Ryan said. I have something for you, Gloria. He pulled out a small wrapped box and handed it to her. Gloria looked at it suspiciously. What is it? Open it and see. Gloria carefully unwrapped the box to find a beautiful diamond necklace inside. She gasped. Ryan, this is too much. It's not too much. It's perfect. What's the occasion? Do I need an occasion to buy something beautiful for the woman I love? Gloria felt tears in her eyes. You don't need to keep buying me things. I'm happy just being with you. I know you are. But I like buying you things. I like seeing you smile when you open a gift. It's beautiful. Thank you. Can I put it on you? Gloria nodded, and Ryan fastened the necklace around her neck. The diamonds caught the light from the chandelier above the dining table. "Pretty," Lily said. "Daddy Ryan, you give the best presents." "I try," Ryan said, winking at Gloria. Later that evening, after Lily had gone to bed, Gloria and Ryan sat on the couch in the living room. Gloria was wearing the necklace and a simple blue dress, and Ryan couldn't stop looking at her. "Have I told you lately how beautiful you are?" he said. "Only every day," Gloria replied, snuggling closer to him. "Good. I don't want you to forget." "I don't think I could forget, even if I wanted to." They sat in comfortable silence for a while, both thinking about how perfect their life had become. Gloria had never imagined she could be this happy, this content. Ryan had given her and Lily everything they had ever needed and more. "Gloria," Ryan said suddenly. "Yes. I have something else I want to give you." Gloria looked at him curiously. "Ryan, you already gave me the necklace. This is different." Ryan got up from the couch and walked over to his desk. He pulled out a manila envelope and brought it back to her. "What is it?" "Open it." Gloria opened the envelope and pulled out a legal document. As she read it, her eyes grew wide. "Ryan, what is this?" "It's adoption papers. For Lily. If you'll let me, I want to officially adopt her. I want to be her father in every way." Gloria's hands were shaking as she read the document. "You really want to do this?" "More than anything. I love her like she's my own daughter already. I want to make it official." "But what if something happens to us? What if we break up?" "That's not going to happen. But even if it did, I would still want to be her father. I would still want to take care of her." Gloria felt tears streaming down her face. She would be so happy. "She talks about you being her real daddy all the time." "Then let's make it happen. Let's make it official." Gloria threw her arms around Ryan's neck. "Yes. Yes, I want you to adopt her." "Really? Really? I can't think of anyone I'd rather have as her father." Ryan held her tight, feeling overwhelmed with love and gratitude. He had never imagined that his life could be this full, this meaningful. "I love you, Gloria. I love you both so much." "We love you too." As they held each other, Gloria felt like her heart might burst from happiness. She had everything she had ever wanted: a man who loved her, a father for her daughter, financial security, and a future that looked bright and full of possibilities. But later that night, as she was getting ready for bed, Gloria overheard Ryan on the phone in his study. She hadn't meant to eavesdrop, but his voice carried through the thin walls. "I know it looks good for the company image," he was saying. "A successful businessman with a family, giving back to the community. The press loves that kind of story." Gloria's heart sank. She moved closer to the door, hoping she had misunderstood. "Of course it helps with the board," Ryan continued. "They want to see that I'm stable, that I have something to lose. A wife and child make me look more reliable, more invested in the long-term success of the company." Gloria felt like she couldn't breathe. She backed away from the door, her mind racing. "The adoption will be the perfect touch," Ryan was saying. "It shows commitment, responsibility. It's exactly the kind of thing that will help secure the merger." Gloria ran to the bathroom and closed the door, her hands shaking as she tried to process what she had heard. Was their entire relationship a lie? Was Ryan just using her and Lily to improve his image? She thought about all the gifts, all the kindness, all the declarations of love. Had it all been fake? Had she been so desperate for love that she had fallen for an elaborate deception? Gloria sat on the edge of the bathtub, trying to calm her racing heart. She needed to think clearly about what she had heard. But no matter how she tried to rationalize it, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had been played for a fool. The man she loved, the man she had trusted with her daughter's heart, might be nothing more than a manipulative businessman using them as pawns in his corporate game. Gloria wiped her tears and tried to compose herself. She needed to figure out what to do next. She needed to protect Lily, who was already so attached to Ryan. She needed to figure out if their perfect life was built on a foundation of lies. When she finally came out of the bathroom, Ryan was waiting for her in the bedroom. "Are you okay?" he asked, noticing her red eyes. "I'm fine. Just tired." "Come here," he said, holding out his arms. Gloria hesitated, then moved into his embrace. She needed to figure out what was real and what was fake, but tonight she was too hurt and confused to confront him. "I love you," Ryan whispered into her hair. Gloria closed her eyes, wondering if those words meant anything at all. "I love you too," she whispered back, though for the first time since they had been together, she wasn't sure if it was true. Their perfect life suddenly felt like it was built on quicksand, and Gloria didn't know how to find solid ground again. The next morning, Gloria woke up with a sick feeling in her stomach. She had barely slept, replaying Ryan's phone conversation over and over in her mind. She watched him get ready for work, studying his face for any sign of deception, but he seemed like the same loving man he had always been. "You're quiet this morning," Ryan said as he adjusted his tie in the mirror. "Just tired," Gloria replied, forcing a smile. "Maybe you should take a sick day. Stay home and rest." "I'm fine. Just need some coffee." Ryan kissed her forehead. "I'll see you at work then. I love you." "Love you too," Gloria said automatically, though the words felt hollow. At work, Gloria found it difficult to concentrate. She kept thinking about what she had heard, trying to make sense of it. Every interaction with Ryan felt different now, tainted by doubt and suspicion. Jennifer noticed her distraction. "Gloria, are you feeling okay? You seem upset about something." "I'm fine," Gloria said, but her voice was shaky. "Are you sure? You look like you've been crying." Gloria looked up at Jennifer, wondering if she should confide in her. Jennifer had been working for Ryan for years. Maybe she would know if he was the kind of man who would manipulate people for business reasons. "Can I ask you something?" Gloria said quietly. "Of course. Is he the kind of person who would use people to get what he wants?" Jennifer looked surprised. "Ryan? No, absolutely not. He's one of the most honest people I know." "Why would you ask that?" I heard something last night and I'm trying to make sense of it." "What did you hear?" Gloria hesitated, then told Jennifer about the phone conversation she had overheard. Jennifer listened with a frown. "That doesn't sound like Ryan at all," Jennifer said when Gloria finished. "Are you sure you heard him correctly?" "I'm pretty sure. He was talking about how our relationship looks good for the company image, and how the adoption would help secure some merger." Jennifer was quiet for a moment. "Gloria, I handle all of Ryan's business calls. I know about every merger, every deal, every board meeting. There's no merger being discussed right now." "What do you mean?" "I mean there's no merger happening. Ryan isn't trying to impress the board with his personal life. Half the board members are his friends from college." Gloria felt confused. "Then what was he talking about?" "I don't know, but I think you should ask him directly. Don't let a misunderstanding ruin what you two have." Gloria nodded, but she wasn't sure she was brave enough to confront Ryan. What if she was wrong? What if there was an innocent explanation? But what if she was right and their entire relationship was a lie? The rest of the day passed in a blur. Gloria went through the motions of her job, but her heart wasn't in it. She kept glancing at Ryan's office, wondering if she really knew him at all. That evening when Ryan came home, he found Gloria unusually quiet during dinner. "Are you feeling okay?" he asked. "I'm fine," Gloria said, not meeting his eyes. "Mommy, you seem sad," Lily said. "Are you sick?" "No, sweetheart. I'm just tired." "Maybe you should go to bed early," Ryan suggested. "Maybe I will." After dinner, while Ryan was helping Lily with her homework, Gloria went to their bedroom and sat on the bed, trying to gather the courage to ask him about what she had heard. But when Ryan came to bed later, Gloria pretended to be asleep. She couldn't face the conversation, couldn't risk finding out that everything she believed about their relationship was false. The next few days followed the same pattern. Gloria was distant and quiet, while Ryan grew increasingly concerned about her behavior. "Gloria, please tell me what's wrong," he said one evening after Lily had gone to bed. "Nothing's wrong." "Something is definitely wrong. You haven't been yourself all week." Gloria looked at him, seeing the worry in his eyes. Part of her wanted to tell him everything, to ask for an explanation. But another part of her was afraid of what she might learn. "I'm just going through something," she said finally. "Can I help?" "I don't think so. Gloria, we're supposed to be a team. If something is bothering you, I want to know about it." Gloria felt tears welling up in her eyes. "Are you using me, Ryan?" "What? Are you using me and Lily to make yourself look good? For your business?" Ryan looked shocked. "Gloria, where is this coming from? I heard you on the phone the other night. You were talking about how our relationship looks good for the company image, how the adoption would help with some merger." Ryan's expression changed from confusion to understanding. "Oh, Gloria. You misunderstood what you heard." "Did I? Because it sounded pretty clear to me." "You heard part of a conversation, not the whole thing. I was talking to my lawyer about something completely different." "What lawyer? What were you talking about?" Ryan sat down on the bed beside her. "I was asking him about the legal implications of the adoption. Specifically, what would happen to Lily if something happened to me." Gloria looked confused. "What do you mean?" "I was updating my will, Gloria. I wanted to make sure that if I died, Lily would be taken care of. The lawyer was explaining that as my adopted daughter, she would be entitled to inherit from me just like any biological child would be. But what about the merger? The company image? There is no merger. I think you heard me talking about a completely different situation. My lawyer was explaining that having dependents affects how business assets are handled in estate planning. It wasn't about using you for business purposes, it was about making sure you and Lily would be financially secure if something happened to me. Gloria felt the world shifting around her. Really? Really? Gloria, I can't believe you thought I was using you. How could you think that? I don't know. It sounded so convincing. And I know I'm not the kind of woman men like you usually date. What do you mean, men like me? Rich men. Successful men. You could have anyone you wanted. Ryan took her hands in his. Gloria, I don't want anyone else. I want you. I chose you not because of how you make me look to other people, but because of how you make me feel. How do I make you feel? Happy. Complete. Like I finally understand what love is supposed to be like. Gloria started crying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I doubted you. Why didn't you just ask me about it? Why did you suffer through this alone? Because I was scared. I was scared that if I asked, you'd tell me it was true, and I'd lose you and Lily would lose you too. Ryan pulled her into his arms. You're not going to lose me. Neither is Lily. I'm here to stay, Gloria. I promise you that. I feel so stupid. You're not stupid. You were protecting yourself and Lily. I understand that. Do you forgive me? There's nothing to forgive. But Gloria, we need to communicate better. If something is bothering you, please talk to me about it. Don't suffer in silence. I will. I promise. Good. Because I have something to tell you, and I want you to hear it clearly this time. Gloria looked up at him. What? Ryan reached into his nightstand drawer and pulled out a small velvet box. Gloria's heart stopped. I love you, Gloria Johnson. I love your strength, your kindness, your dedication to Lily. I love the way you make me want to be a better man. I love the way you've turned my house into a home and my life into something meaningful. He opened the box to reveal a beautiful diamond ring. Will you marry me? Gloria gasped, staring at the ring. Ryan. I know this is scary. I know you've been hurt before. But I want to spend the rest of my life proving to you that this is real, that my love for you and Lily is the most genuine thing I've ever felt. What about the adoption papers? Still on the table. I want to be Lily's father legally, whether you marry me or not. That hasn't changed. Gloria looked at the ring, then at Ryan's hopeful face. Yes, she whispered. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. Ryan slipped the ring onto her finger and kissed her deeply. I love you so much. I love you too. And Ryan. Yeah. I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm sorry I didn't trust what we have. We're going to be okay, Gloria. All three of us. We're going to be a family. Gloria nodded, feeling the weight of her mistakes but also the lightness of forgiveness and renewed hope. She had almost thrown away the best thing that had ever happened to her because of fear and insecurity. But Ryan had been patient and understanding, and their love had survived her doubts. She looked at the ring on her finger and felt a rush of excitement about their future together. Should we tell Lily? She asked. Let's wait until morning. I want to do it right, maybe over pancakes. She's going to be so excited. I hope so. I want her to be happy about this. She will be. She's been asking me when you're going to marry me for months. Ryan laughed. Smart kid. The smartest. As they lay in bed that night, Gloria felt a peace she hadn't experienced in days. The misunderstanding had been painful, but it had also taught her something important about trust and communication. She was going to marry the man she loved, and he was going to adopt her daughter. They were going to be a real family, legally and emotionally. The wrong number that had started it all seemed like destiny now. Lily's panicked call had brought them together, and no amount of fear or doubt was going to tear them apart. Gloria fell asleep with her hand on Ryan's chest, her engagement ring catching the moonlight streaming through the window. Tomorrow they would tell Lily the good news, and their real life together would begin. The next morning, Gloria woke up early and stared at the engagement ring on her finger, still hardly believing it was real. After the emotional turmoil of the past week, she felt like she could finally breathe again. Good morning, future Mrs. Mitchell, Ryan said, wrapping his arms around her from behind. Good morning, future husband, Gloria replied, leaning back against him. Are you ready to tell Lily? I think so. Are you nervous? A little. What if she doesn't want me to be her stepdad officially? Are you kidding? She's been planning our wedding in her head for months. Last week she asked me if she could wear a pink dress to be my maid of honor. Ryan laughed. Well, in that case I think we're good. They made breakfast together, with Ryan flipping pancakes while Gloria mixed fresh berries into whipped cream. It felt wonderfully domestic and normal, exactly like Gloria had always dreamed family life could be. Something smells good, Lily said, patting into the kitchen in her pajamas. Daddy, Ryan made your favorite pancakes, Gloria said. With chocolate chips? Of course with chocolate chips, Ryan said, sliding a plate across the counter to her. Lily climbed onto her stool and dug into her breakfast with enthusiasm. Gloria and Ryan exchanged a look, both trying to figure out the best way to share their news. Lily, Gloria said finally, Daddy, Ryan and I have something to tell you. Lily looked up, her mouth full of pancake. What? Well, Ryan said, sitting down beside her, you know how much I love you and your mommy, right? Lily nodded. And you know how we've been living together like a family? Aha. Well, I asked your mommy to marry me and she said yes. Lily's eyes went wide. She swallowed her bite of pancake and stared at them. Really? Really? Gloria said, showing her the ring. Lily squealed and launched herself at Ryan, wrapping her arms around his neck. You're going to be my real daddy. I already am your real daddy in my heart, Ryan said, hugging her tight. But yes, we're going to make it official. Can I be in the wedding? Of course you can be in the wedding, Gloria said. We wouldn't have a wedding without you. Can I wear a pink dress? You can wear whatever color you want. Lily bounced up and down in her chair. This is the best day ever. Wait until I tell everyone at school. Gloria and Ryan laughed at her enthusiasm. There's something else, Ryan said. What? I'm going to officially adopt you, which means I'll be your daddy on all your official papers too. How do you feel about that? I feel perfect about it. Then people will know for sure that you're my daddy. That's right. We'll all have the same last name. Lily Mitchell, Lily said, trying it out. I like it. Gloria felt tears in her eyes watching Ryan and Lily together. This was everything she had ever wanted for her daughter, a father who loved her completely and unconditionally. The rest of the morning was spent making wedding plans with a very excited 7-year-old who had opinions about everything from flowers to cake flavors. Gloria and Ryan were content to let her chatter and dream, both of them marveling at how perfectly everything was falling into place. Later that day, while Lily was at school, Gloria and Ryan went shopping for a new car. Gloria's old car had been giving them trouble, and Ryan insisted they needed something more reliable for their growing family. What about this one? Ryan asked, pointing to a practical SUV. It's nice, but it's too expensive. Gloria, we've talked about this. You don't have to worry about money anymore. I know, but I still feel weird about spending so much. It's not spending, it's investing. In our family's safety and comfort. Gloria walked around the car, running her hand along the smooth paint. It was beautiful and exactly the kind of car she had always dreamed of owning. Okay, she said finally. But nothing too fancy. This is perfect. Safe, reliable, and big enough for car seats if we ever need them. Gloria looked at him sharply. Car seats? I mean, hypothetically. If we ever wanted to have more kids. Do you want more kids? I want whatever you want. If you're happy with just Lily, I'm happy with just Lily. If you want to have a baby together someday, I'd love that too. Gloria felt a warmth spread through her chest. She had never really thought about having more children, but the idea of having a baby with Ryan suddenly seemed wonderful. Maybe someday, she said softly. Maybe someday, Ryan agreed, kissing her temple. They were filling out paperwork for the car when Gloria's phone rang. It was Lily's school. Miss Johnson? This is Mrs. Peterson from Riverside Elementary. Lily isn't feeling well. She's in the nurse's office with a fever. Can you come pick her up? Gloria's stomach dropped. I'll be right there. What's wrong? Ryan asked, seeing her worried expression. Lily's sick. I need to go get her. I'll come with you. They rushed to the school where they found Lily looking pale and listless in the nurse's office. Hi, baby, Gloria said, feeling Lily's forehead. How are you feeling? My tummy hurts and I feel hot, Lily said weakly. Let's get you home, Ryan said, scooping her up in his arms. At home, Gloria took Lily's temperature while Ryan called their pediatrician. Her fever was high 103 degrees. Dr. Williams wants to see her right away, Ryan said. He's concerned about the high fever. They rushed to the doctor's office, where Dr. Williams examined Lily thoroughly. Gloria held her breath, remembering all too well how scary it had been when she herself had collapsed and Lily had been alone and frightened. It looks like a severe case of the flu, Dr. Williams said finally. Her temperature is very high, but I don't see any signs of complications. We'll need to monitor her closely and keep the fever down. Is she going to be okay? Gloria asked. She should be fine with rest and fluids. But if her fever goes over 104 or if she shows any signs of dehydration, bring her back immediately. Over the next few days, Gloria and Ryan took turns caring for Lily. Ryan surprised Gloria with how naturally he stepped into the role of worried parent, taking time off work to help and staying up through the night when Lily's fever spiked. You don't have to do this, Gloria told him one night as he was preparing a cool compress for Lily's forehead. Yes, I do. She's my daughter. But she's not officially adopted yet. Ryan looked at her seriously. Gloria, I don't need a piece of paper to tell me that Lily is my daughter. She became my daughter the day you both became my family. Gloria felt overwhelmed with love for this man who had chosen them, who had committed to them completely. I love you, she whispered. I love you too. Both of you. On the third day, Lily's fever finally broke, and she woke up asking for pancakes. Gloria and Ryan looked at each other and laughed with relief. I think she's going to be okay, Ryan said. I think so too. As Lily recovered, Gloria reflected on how different this experience had been from when she used to get sick as a single mother. Back then, she had to handle everything alone while worrying about missing work and losing pay. Now she had a partner who shared the responsibility and the worry. Thank you, she told Ryan one evening as they watched Lily color at the kitchen table, her energy finally returning. For what? For being here. For taking care of us. For being the father Lily deserves. Thank you for letting me. Gloria looked at her little family, her daughter chattering happily about her coloring book, her fiancé reading the newspaper while keeping one eye on Lily, and felt a contentment she had never experienced before. The wrong number that had brought them together seemed like a miracle now. A moment of panic and fear had led to a lifetime of love and security. Soon they would be married and Ryan would officially adopt Lily. They would be a real family in every sense of the word. Gloria couldn't wait for that day to come. 2 months later, Gloria stood in front of the mirror in her childhood bedroom at Ryan's mother's house, adjusting her simple white dress. She had chosen something elegant but not elaborate. This was her second chance at love, and she wanted the focus to be on the commitment they were making, not on expensive pageantry. You look beautiful, sweetheart, Sarah Mitchell said, coming up behind her to fix her veil. Gloria smiled at Ryan's mother in the mirror. Sarah had welcomed Gloria and Lily into the family without hesitation, treating them like the daughters she had never had. Thank you, Sarah. For everything. Thank you for making my son happy. I've never seen him like this before. Like what? Complete. At peace. He spent so many years focused on work and success, but he was missing something essential. You and Lily gave him that. There was a knock on the door and Lily peeked her head in. She was wearing a pink dress with a full skirt, just as she had requested, and she looked like a little princess. Mommy, are you ready? Daddy Ryan is getting nervous downstairs. Gloria laughed. He's nervous? He keeps fixing his tie and asking if his hair looks okay. Well, we can't keep him waiting much longer. Gloria took one last look in the mirror. Her hair was styled in soft waves, and the simple diamond necklace Ryan had given her months ago sparkled at her throat. She looked happy, she realized. Truly, genuinely happy. The wedding was being held in Sarah's backyard, which had been transformed with white flowers and twinkling lights. It was small and intimate, just family and a few close friends. Gloria had wanted it that way. This wasn't about showing off or making a statement. It was about celebrating their love and their commitment to each other. As the music started, Lily walked down the aisle first, scattering rose petals and grinning at everyone she passed. She took her role as flower girl very seriously. Then it was Gloria's turn. She walked slowly down the aisle, her eyes fixed on Ryan, who was waiting for her at the altar with the biggest smile she had ever seen. He looked handsome in his dark suit, but more than that, he looked happy. Genuinely, completely happy. When she reached him, he took her hands and whispered, "You're beautiful." "So are you," she whispered back. The ceremony was simple and heartfelt. They had written their own vows, and when it was Ryan's turn to speak, his voice was thick with emotion. Gloria, 6 months ago, I thought I had everything a man could want. I had success, money, respect. But I was wrong. I had nothing that really mattered. Then Lily called me by mistake and my whole world changed. You showed me what love really means. You showed me what family really is. You and Lily turned my house into a home and my life into an adventure. He paused, looking at Lily, who was watching from the front row with tears in her eyes. Lily, I promise to be the best father I can be to you. I promise to love you and protect you and support your dreams, whatever they may be. You made me a daddy before I even knew I wanted to be one. When it was Gloria's turn, she had to take a deep breath to steady herself. Ryan, I spent so many years thinking that I had to do everything alone. I thought asking for help was a sign of weakness. But you showed me that love means sharing the burden, that partnership means lifting each other up. You didn't just fall in love with me, you fell in love with my daughter too, and that means more to me than I can ever express. The minister pronounced them husband and wife, and when Ryan kissed Gloria, Lily cheered loudly from the front row, making everyone laugh. The reception was held on the same lawn, with dancing under the stars and a cake that Lily had helped design. Gloria had never felt more perfect in her life. May I have this dance, Mrs. Mitchell? Ryan asked, holding out his hand. I would be honored, Mr. Mitchell. As they swayed together to their wedding song, Gloria looked around at their guests. Sarah was dancing with Lily, twirling her around while she giggled. Jennifer from the office was there with her husband, beaming at them. A few of Ryan's friends from college were mingling with Gloria's former co-workers. It was exactly the wedding Gloria had always dreamed of, not because it was fancy or expensive, but because it was full of love and joy and hope for the future. What are you thinking about? Ryan asked. Just how perfect this is. How perfect you are. I'm not perfect, Gloria. But I'm perfect for you. Yes, you are. Later, after most of the guests had gone home, Gloria found Lily sitting on the porch steps, looking up at the stars. What are you doing out here, sweetheart? Just thinking. Gloria sat down beside her. What about? About how different everything is now. A year ago, it was just me and you, and we were scared a lot because we didn't have enough money and you were always tired. I know. I'm sorry about that. Don't be sorry, Mommy. You did your best. But now everything is better. We have Daddy Ryan, and you're not scared anymore, and we have this beautiful house and you don't have to work so hard. Are you happy about all the changes? I'm really happy. I love Daddy Ryan so much. He loves you too, sweetheart. More than you know. I know. He shows me every day. Ryan appeared in the doorway behind them. What are my two favorite girls doing out here? Talking about how lucky we are, Gloria said. Ryan sat down on the other side of Lily. I'm the lucky one. I get to be married to the most beautiful woman in the world, and I get to be daddy to the smartest little girl in the world. Daddy Ryan, Lily said, will you read me a story tonight? It's been so busy with the wedding, we haven't read together in 2 days. Of course I will. What story would you like? The one about the magic tree house where they go to the Wild West. That's a good one. Should we go inside and read it? As they walked into the house together, Gloria felt a deep sense of satisfaction. This was what family was supposed to feel like, safe, warm, full of love and laughter. Later, after Lily was asleep and they were alone in their bedroom, Ryan pulled Gloria close. How does it feel to be Mrs. Mitchell? It feels perfect. How does it feel to be a married man? Like I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. Even though it's been such a whirlwind? We went from strangers to married in less than a year. I know it seems fast to other people, but it feels right to me. Does it feel right to you? Gloria thought about everything that had led them to this moment: Lily's desperate phone call, Gloria's collapse, Ryan's unexpected kindness, their growing love, the misunderstandings and reconciliations. It feels like destiny, she said finally. I feel the same way. Ryan. Yeah. Thank you for saving us. Thank you for letting me. As Gloria fell asleep in her husband's arms, she thought about how dramatically her life had changed. A year ago, she had been struggling to make ends meet, working 2 jobs and worrying constantly about her health and her ability to provide for Lily. Now she was married to a man who loved her completely, who had adopted her daughter and given them both security and happiness. She had a job she enjoyed, a beautiful home, and a future that looked brighter than anything she had ever dared to hope for. The wrong number that had started it all seemed like the luckiest mistake in history. Lily's terrified call for help had brought them exactly what they needed: not just medical assistance, but love, family, and a new beginning. Gloria smiled as she drifted off to sleep, thinking about all the adventures that lay ahead for their new family. 1 year later, Gloria sat in the garden behind their house, watching Ryan push 3-year-old Michael on the swing while Lily helped her younger brother count to 10. The adoption papers for Lily had been finalized 6 months ago, and Gloria was 4 months pregnant with their second child together. Higher, Daddy. Michael squealed, his dark curls bouncing as he swung. Hold on tight, Ryan called back, giving him another gentle push. Gloria smiled, resting her hand on her growing belly. Michael had been a surprise. They hadn't been trying to get pregnant, but when it happened, they were both thrilled. Lily had been especially excited about becoming a big sister. Mommy, Lily said, running over to her. Do you think the baby can hear us in there? I think so. Why don't you say hello? Lily leaned down and put her mouth close to Gloria's belly. Hi, baby. I'm your big sister Lily. I can't wait to meet you and teach you how to ride a bike and read books. Gloria laughed, stroking Lily's hair. At 8 years old, Lily had grown into a confident, happy child who excelled in school and had made many friends in their neighborhood. What do you want the baby to be? Gloria asked. I don't care as long as it's healthy. That's what Daddy Ryan always says. That's right. Healthy is the most important thing. Ryan came over with Michael in his arms. Are we having a family meeting in the garden? Lily was talking to the baby, Gloria explained. That's nice. I bet the baby likes hearing her voice. Michael reached for Gloria. Mama, baby? Yes, sweetheart. There's a baby in Mama's tummy. Michael patted Gloria's belly gently, the way they had taught him. He was too young to fully understand what was happening, but he knew something special was coming. I still can't believe this is our life, Gloria said, looking around at her family. Good disbelief or bad disbelief? Ryan asked. Definitely good. Sometimes I feel like I need to pinch myself to make sure it's real. It's real, Ryan assured her, leaning down to kiss her. And it's only going to get better. That evening, after the children were in bed, Gloria and Ryan sat on their back porch, enjoying the quiet evening air. I have something for you, Ryan said, pulling out a small wrapped package. Ryan, you have to stop buying me things for no reason. It's not for no reason. It's our anniversary. Our anniversary isn't until next month. Not our wedding anniversary. Our other anniversary. Gloria looked confused. What other anniversary? 2 years ago today, Lily called my phone by mistake. Gloria's eyes filled with tears. You remembered the date? Of course I remembered. It's the most important day of my life. Gloria unwrapped the package to find a beautiful silver locket. Inside was a tiny photo of all 4 of them, Ryan, Gloria, Lily, and Michael, taken just a few weeks earlier. It's beautiful, she whispered. I wanted you to have something to remind you of how far we've come. I don't need a reminder. I think about it every day. Do you ever regret it? How fast everything happened. Gloria thought about the question seriously. No, I don't regret it. I think when something is right, you just know. And this was right from the very beginning. Even when you thought I was using you for business purposes? Gloria laughed. Especially then. That's when I knew how much I loved you, because the thought of losing you was so terrifying. You're never going to lose me, Gloria. I'm here for life. Promise? I promise. You're stuck with me. Good. I like being stuck with you. They sat in comfortable silence, both thinking about the journey that had brought them to this moment. Ryan had built a successful company, but his real success was the family he had gained. Gloria had found love and security, but more than that, she had found a partner who valued her strength and supported her dreams. Ryan. Yeah. Do you think about what would have happened if Lily had dialed the right number that day? Sometimes. But then I remember that she didn't dial the wrong number. She dialed exactly the right number. Maybe not the one she meant to dial, but the one she needed to dial. You think it was fate? I think some things are meant to be. And I think we were meant to be a family. Gloria nodded, watching the stars appear in the darkening sky. I love our family. So do I. All of it. The chaos, the noise, the sleepless nights, the sick days, the homework battles, the bedtime stories. I love all of it. Even when Michael has a tantrum in the grocery store? Especially then. It reminds me that this is real life, not some perfect fantasy. I'm glad you feel that way, because with another baby coming, there's going to be even more chaos. Bring it on. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Gloria squeezed his hand. I love you, Ryan Mitchell. I love you too, Gloria Mitchell. As they sat together under the stars, Gloria reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them to this moment. 2 years ago, she had been a struggling single mother, working 2 jobs and barely making ends meet. Her biggest worry had been how to pay for her medication and whether Lily would be okay if something happened to her. Now she was married to the love of her life, with 3 beautiful children and another on the way. She had financial security, a job she enjoyed, and a family that loved her unconditionally. But more than the material changes, Gloria was grateful for the emotional transformation. She had learned to trust again, to accept help, to believe that she deserved love and happiness. Ryan had shown her that partnership didn't mean losing her independence, it meant sharing her strength with someone who would share his strength with her. Lily bounded out onto the porch in her pajamas. I can't sleep. Can we have hot chocolate? It's past your bedtime, sweetheart, Gloria said. Please? With marshmallows? Ryan looked at Gloria, who shrugged. I suppose we could make an exception. Yeah. I'll get Michael. As Lily ran back into the house, Gloria shook her head. She's got you wrapped around her little finger. I know. I don't mind. You're going to be just as bad with the new baby. Probably worse. They went inside to make hot chocolate for their little family, and as Gloria watched Ryan help Lily reach the marshmallows while Michael clapped his hands excitedly, she felt overwhelming gratitude for the wrong number that had made it all possible. Sometimes the best things in life came from the most unexpected places. A panicked phone call from a frightened 7-year-old had led to love, marriage, adoption, and the family Gloria had always dreamed of. As they sat around the kitchen table, sharing hot chocolate and stories before bed, Gloria knew that this was exactly where she was meant to be. With this man, with these children, in this house that had become a home. The wrong number had turned out to be exactly the right call. Dear readers, thank you so much for joining Gloria, Ryan, and Lily on their beautiful journey from a desperate phone call to a loving family. Their story reminds us that sometimes our biggest blessings come from our most frightening moments. What did you think about Ryan's immediate response to help a stranger in need? Do you believe in fate bringing people together, or do you think it was just a lucky coincidence? Have you ever experienced a moment where something that seemed like a mistake turned into a blessing? I'd love to hear your thoughts about what family truly means to you in the comments below.